Good morning, entrepreneurs, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sakshi Kulkarni, Director, SME Chamber of India. I welcome all of you to today's event, which is SME Manufacturers and Exporters Summit, which we are organizing today at Chennai. Today's theme is Future of Work, Reimagining Teamwork and Productivity. This event is powered by Zoom. So please round of applause for Zoom. They have supported us today to organize today's program in Chennai. In pandemic, everyone has used Zoom platform for meetings. Today, you will understand how the Zoom is helping seamless work. Seamless work. It's my pleasure to invite Mr. S. Mahesh Kumar, Director, SME Chamber of India, to deliver his welcome address. Over to you, Mahesh.
Good morning, friends and entrepreneurs, speakers and delegates. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you for this SME Manufacturers and Exporters Summit, where we gather to explore critical topics, shaping the future of work and productivity in the evolving landscape of the SMEs. I extend a special welcome to all our distinguished speakers, panelists, and all the participants who have taken the time to join us today. This summit is not just an opportunity to discuss, but a platform to collaborate and reimagine the future of teamwork and productivity in the SME sector. So Zoom has evolved from more communication tools to the fundamental part of the modern work culture, enhancing collaboration, boosting productivity, and improving work-life balance. We will explore how organizations can leverage these digital tools to sustain. I will talk about SME Chamber of India. I'll give you some insights what Chamber is basically doing and how we are working for the development. The Chamber is dedicated to creating awareness and encouraging SMEs to adopt fair business practices, contributing significantly to the Indian economy and industrial growth. It focuses on enhancing manufacturing activities and support various initiatives by organizations, brands, and councils that benefit the SME sector. The SME Chamber is actively involved in policy changes, new schemes, and enhancement of incentives. It encourages the SMEs to contribute to making the India manufacturing hub aligned with the vision of Vikasit Bharat. Friends, if I'll say some sort of a good initiatives of the Chamber, that is basically I can say trades platform as well as the SME stock exchanges, that is onto the BSE and NSE, plus Skill Development Council. These are the good initiatives taken by the SME Chamber of India with the ministry level, and it is, I can say, functioning well, as well as we are advocating with the central ministry for the CGT SME scheme and other schemes also. So ये जो 5 crore अभी जो हुआ है post pandemic CGT SME का, so we were behind the MSME ministry as well as the finance ministry to increase the guarantee limit for the MSME sector. So these are some great initiatives taken by the chamber, and we are continuously working for the development of the MSMEs. So the Chamber provides extensive support and assistance for the various financial areas, including bank finance, investment, private equity, venture capital, as well as it offers the pre-shipment, post-shipment financing. We are also helping industries, as well as I can say your export bill discounting, purchase bill discounting. That is also we are helping the industries. We have good companies on board, those who are associated with the chamber, and through these companies we are helping the industries. Friends, there are some lot of units, sick units struggling for the finances. Yeah, if the businesses are working well and they need the timely support, Chamber has taken an initiative, and we are helping to seek units also. Yeah, if the business plan is viable, yeah, and promoter wanted to take the company to the next level. So these kind of units also, Chamber try to help and revive to go ahead. So now, friends, Chamber supports the construction and development of the industrial parks also. It is a very big initiative taken by the chambers, where we are offering the plug and play solution to the manufacturing industries for their setting up the new businesses or to expand their existing businesses, plus branding and marketing of their products. Friends, you know, the SMEs are the backbone of the Indian industries, contributing to the nation's development into the GDP also. They plays a crucial role in economic development by not only driving local growth, but also by representing India at the global stages as exporters, as an innovators. It is imperative that we contribute to the continue to support SMEs in adopting the changing business landscape to ensure their sustained success. Friends, we have good speakers today here, and first speaker is Mr. Anand Bala. He is head of sales for commercial and SMEs at Zoom India and SAARC. Mr. Bala will address the future of the work with Zoom, providing insights on how Zoom has evolved from the communication tool to a critical platform that enable business to innovate, collaborate, and thrives the digital age. We look forward to hearing from him on how SMEs can harness their innovations and enhance productivity and collaborations. Following Mr. Bala's presentations, we will move to panel discussions moderated by Mr. Dheeraj, Director of Operations in Tech United Solutions Private Limited. His expertise in technology management will guide our discussions on the topic how AI-powered digital transformations will revolutionize the workplace. We are also fortunate to have a distinguished panel of the experts who will share their views. Mr. Suresh V, Chief Technology Officer at the Hindu Group. Mr. Raghu Achat, Vice President of Information Technology at Teja Engineering Limited. We have Mr. Balakrishnan Kaniyam, Chief Information Officer at VA Tech Wabag Limited. Later the session, we will have live demonstration from Zoom, where we will witness firsthand how their platform enhance productivity, commercial services, and overall workplace well-being. This will be followed by the question and answer, allowing us to interact directly with the experts. Once again, I welcome all of you for this important event. Let's take this opportunity to learn, engage, and reimagine how we can build a future where SMEs thrive through innovation, technology, and collaborations. Friends, if you need, you can ask questions to the panelists at any point of time. And with the panel's permissions, we will take this session ahead. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Anand Bala, Head of Sales, Commercial and SMEs, Zoom India SAARC. His topic is Reimagine Future of Work with Zoom. Over to you, Anand, and please give a big round of applause to Mr. Anand.
My name is Anand Bala. I've been with Zoom for about 4 years now, and I've been operating out of my balcony in Bangalore. So the amount of joy it gives me to come into a room with people and get to shake hands and get to talk to people face to face is immense. So thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to all of you. I have a team of about 20 people spread across different towns and cities. We eat our own dog food. We work more or less virtually. Chandra, my Batman and Robin combined, solution engineer, does everything from basic meetings all the way to the most complex phone deployments for multinational companies. I also have in the room Dheeraj Venkatram. Dheeraj is with a company called Tech United. They are our resellers in India, and they work very, very closely with my team. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the SME Chamber for giving us the opportunity to be here. Right? I may allude to products and features that are going to come in the future. Safe harbor statement, mandatory to put this up. I did, though, wanted to take a minute before I got started to say thank you. Thank you to everybody for your business. Right? I'm sure almost everybody here has been on a Zoom meeting in some form, shape or size. All of you would have been in a Zoom webinar at least once and would have used our product some way or the other, right? And today morning while coming from the hotel, I just checked my wallet, and like usual, either my daughter or my wife had probably removed all the cash in the wallet before I left Bangalore. So I was stuck. I mean, I used largely UPI, and that got me thinking, right? How many of you here have done a UPI transaction? Okay, how many of you have done a UPI transaction today? Right? It works, right? Why does it work? It's simple. It's easy to use. So whether it be my 80-year-old father or my 16-year-old daughter, they're very comfortable processing a UPI transaction. Very easy to use, scales, works the same across devices, across platforms. Everybody's using it, right? Easy to use. More importantly, it's your money. It's secure, right? Zoom is very similar. And that's why we've achieved a very similar story in terms of scale. It's very simple. It's easy to use. And it's secure. And that's actually at the heart of how we scaled. So those three principles are central to a lot of what Chandra is going to speak about later, and some of the things that I will be speaking about today. And it is the feedback that we continuously get from people in this room, right? Customers like yourselves that tell us we need more from the product. This is our feedback in terms of UI. This is our feedback in terms of what it needs to achieve for us. This consistently feeds back into how we develop the product. Many of you know Zoom as a meetings company. This was us in 2011. Meetings, right? Today, we are here, 2023, right? This is where we were in 23. And actually, 24, we've ordered a bunch of stuff. You can add Google Docs right here. Sorry, you can add Zoom Docs right here. I didn't mean to say Google Docs. Don't say I said that, please. We continue to grow in terms of a product portfolio. So imagine an SME company, right, that wants to digitize, right? You can get, right off the bat, a collaboration platform, an email server, basic AI tools, and some of the more advanced AI tools and capabilities. You can get a contact center, and all of this you can get, remember, with those three things: safe, easy to use, and highly scalable. As SMEs, we have to be very, very cautious in the way we invest, right? We don't have the same liberties as some of the larger global enterprises have. So one of the things we look at very cautiously as SMEs when we are investing in a technology is, will adoption happen? Will my employees start using the product from day one? Do I need to have an extended training and rollout session? How many of you had to attend a Zoom training program before you joined a Zoom meeting? Nobody. A school, this was just when the pandemic was starting, wanted to integrate Zoom meetings with their single sign-on. And their IT administrator was not available. And those days, Chandra was not available either for me. A few students called me up and said, "Sir, can you help us? We just want to integrate this with SSO." I took out a blog post, shared it with the team there, and a bunch of kids managed to complete the integration, right? That's how easy the product is, and that's how easy we want to make it for everybody to use. But the key story or key message I'd like to leave you, everyone with today is, This is a platform that's dealing with collaboration and helping you solve collaboration stories. The industry itself has been a roller coaster, right? And for people who are working in the SME sector, we've had our seatbelts fastened for 5 years now, right? We were hit with one wave after another of macroeconomic challenges, right? Regulations sometimes keep changing. We dealt with the pandemic with great amount of resilience. And now we're looking at some other macroeconomic headwinds that may come up. Folks are talking about a recession in some global markets. Sometimes they say, hey, there's probably going to be conflict in some parts of the world. And every time there is a macroeconomic headwind, we are being asked to fasten our seatbelts. But the one vertical, one segment that I've seen does it exceptionally well are my customers in the SME and SMB segment. And this roller coaster is only going to continue. What Zoom is trying to do is to say, from a collaboration standpoint, can we help you along this roller coaster, make it a little bit easier for you? What are we hearing from the SMEs? I've alluded to this a bit already. Some of them tell me, Anand, we are frustrated with the fact that we need access to global markets. We are frustrated with finding access to it in a simple, easy, straightforward manner. Others are saying, I'm worried about the fact that I keep losing talent because talent is proving to be exceptionally expensive these days. One, and two, some of my best talent is not available where I need them to be. I completely understand. If you're running a factory floor and you want talent there, yeah, they have to be on the factory floor. I can't do that in a hybrid remote environment, right? But what about a sales team? I can run that in a hybrid remote environment, right? What about marketing functions? I can run that in a hybrid remote environment. HR, I can run that in a hybrid remote environment, right? What customers are saying there is, can you help us find access to this talent and make it easier for us to integrate this talent? And of course, the whole macroeconomic standpoint, right? This is classic, cuts across industries and segments. All of us say this, we are spending most of our time doing repetitive tasks, right? Me being in sales, at the end of every meeting, like today, I'd have to go back and I'd have to put back into my CRM system the conversations that I've had today, send out some of those critical emails based on conversations that I've had. I've already discussed a few points with a few customers in the room today. I'll need to go document, put that back in, right? Can we help automate a lot of these functions that intuitively you'll think cannot be automated, right? Something else we are hearing is that, and this is from the market, not just Zoom, in general, is that there is a lot of disengagement between employees with the company. And this disengagement is what's driving digitization efforts. But just digitization is not enough, right? How are the collaboration solutions, the digitization solutions, helping with engagement, right? There was a product that Facebook had called, or Meta had called Workplace, which was their employee engagement platform. It was there for, I think, close to 8-9 years. They've just sunsetted that application and said, we are moving that over to a platform called WorkVivo. And WorkVivo is a platform that's integrated with Zoom's Workplace. That was there on the pillar that we saw, right? Of course, we all know this. Customers today are exceptionally, what should I put it? Finicky in some cases and very demanding, very rightly so. And along that customer journey, if there is even a slight hiccup somewhere, chances of us losing that customer are very, very high, right? So if we are in a B2C space, one bad customer experience is all it takes for that customer to switch brands. And some of us are in tech, sitting in the room, we are managing different applications and technologies for our companies. Even small companies end up having tens, if not 20, 30, 40, 50 apps. And if you're a digital native company, you could have over 100 applications that you're trying to administer and manage. The more of these applications, the more there is friction within the organization, right? If somebody would ask me, Anand, okay, great, what's Zoom actually doing? We know this, we get it, we understand. What's your value to us? Why should we go ahead and invest in a collaboration platform? I think what we do best is we take a sledgehammer to silos and we break down these silos. We are able to bring together different teams very quickly, virtually, within your organization and connect them all across workflows so that we are able to resolve problems faster and drive more efficiency, right? Chandra will walk you through a lot of this. Please keep this in mind as when Chandra is kind of doing a demo for you, but the ability to empower your team with AI. Imagine this, you're on a customer call. Solution engineer joins 15 minutes late. Chandra always does that to me, by the way. Solution engineer joins 15 minutes late. Does he need to be briefed on the call? No, he just plugs in there and says, what did I miss? And he gets a quick update, right? At the end of that call, you can get the entire transcript. You can choose to send it out to the customer, or you can choose to say, no, I'll just plug it back straight into my CRM system, right? The AI platform and tools that you provide should be something that you're able to empower your team with, right? How do you make teamwork more meaningful? Let's be honest, these gatherings are not going to go anywhere. Offices are not going to go anywhere. People will come, meet each other, talk to each other, but they will always be a part of your network, your employees, your customers, your vendors who will be remote. It will always be the case. Technology is now available both with Zoom and with some of our hardware vendors where we can make that hybrid environment become more meaningful. Example, let's say you're in a boardroom, 8 people inside the boardroom, 8 people on a Zoom call, video call. You could actually have name tags automatically appear for all people within that boardroom, right? If, let's say, you have 6 people sitting on a round table, 3 people joining virtually, and you've got, like, let's say, maybe a component from the factory floor sitting on that desk, how do you include the people on the call into that conversation? By creating tiles. A very simple solution, difficult to pull off, but we've done it. And you can have multiple tiles so that the people who are actually participating in this meeting feel, or the people who are participating remotely feel more involved. Almost every customer I deal with says, as far as customer engagement, external engagements, hiring, recruiting, or anything that is critical and customer facing is concerned, doing it on Zoom means it just becomes easier, smoother for us to handle. Why? Same consistent experience across devices. Chandra will walk through the workflows, which is very powerful. Let me just walk you through a few case studies. I'm going to try and finish faster than my dedicated half an hour because I need to give extra time to Chandra at the end. Browse is a customer of ours in Australia. They were running a retail store. And then they went online, large retail fashion chain, they went online. They found that most of their customers would come to the shopping cart and stop buying. I'm sure many of you already have a bot on your website or something similar where they can start a conversation or at least say, I want to procure something. But at that stage is when they drop because that's when they start hesitating or they have questions that are not being answered. All we did with Browse was to say, when they're at the cart, give an option that says, speak to somebody live. Click on it and there is a live video that starts up. The impact for Browse here was an increase in conversion of 60% for anybody who hit the cart. That is straight money going into the bank, right? A very powerful, simple, scalable integration that we put together, right? In the case of Ally Financials, mid-sized financial services company, we just helped them integrate Zoom's contact center and Zoom rooms, again, giving them the ability to figure out how they want to move customers who are raising queries online to the right agent and taking it on video where they found that the conversion rates were much higher for them, right? Chandra will walk us through multiple examples here. But if you would look at Zoom's platform today, there are 2 parts to this. One is internal facing, or how we can help your employees become more productive. I don't know, 4 years ago, we had virtual backgrounds. That was AI. We had green screens. That was AI. We had noise cancellation. That was AI, right? We also had, about 3 years ago, we realized that closed captions was very important for large meetings. A good example of this is, we have a customer in Gujarat who has a lot of truck drivers. He's a logistics company. He's got a lot of truck drivers who is employed out of Tamil Nadu. We know, no, our Tirupur guys and our folks from Coimbatore, Erode, that side. A lot of the trucking community is big there. Tamil speaking, right? His team works largely out of UP. This entrepreneur's team works out of UP and Gujarat. They wanted to bring all their drivers together on one call. And they were speaking in Gujarati. We didn't use a live translator. We used closed caption, which is instant translation between Tamil and Hindi in this case. And for some folks, they said, we'll go Gujarati, Hindi. But this is live. How did we do this? There's a product called Kites. Kites was built by an academic group out of Germany, and they wanted to do real-time live translation for technical classes, right? Somebody's giving a lecture on engineering. They wanted this translated into Mandarin, Korean, Japanese, European languages, English, all at the same time. We've introduced that technology straight into our platform by acquiring their IP, right? AI, 3 years ago, before AI became that buzzword. So yes, it is the flavor of the month, I won't deny it, but we've been part of that journey for quite a while now, right? And now with AI Companion, Zoom Docs, our AI chat capabilities, and the fact that we've been able to integrate it with the mail server as well, it's proving to be very powerful. Why? In this case, in a nutshell, I think for folks in this room, our AI that we provide is free, which means there's no additional license cost that you're paying for using our artificial intelligence capabilities. Why is it that it's free? It's because we use what's called a federated approach. Technically, it's a federated approach. We're just not using our own LLM. We're using multiple LLMs, and we have a scoring engine associated with that. And the way we've set it up allows us to reduce the costs. And we've just translated that straight back to the customer. So if you have a basic license that you pay for, AI is available for you for free. Second, please read our terms and services. Please read our blog posts. It's very clear. We cannot use any of your content to build our LLMs or our AI capability unless you volunteer to do so. It's not an opt-out, it's an opt-in. So unless you say, yes, please share my content that I'm using on your platform to build your models, we will not be able to do it. So in that sense, it's responsible. We're very good with UI, very easy to use. We are continuing that more or less on the AI side as well, right? I'll walk you through a quick use case or a quick video around our contact center. The reason why I bring contact center here up is because some of us assume that contact center is, really large deployment. It's going to take us quite a bit of time to evaluate, think through. You'll have on-prem, hybrid. How do we set this whole motion going? Our contact center is very much like our platform. It's plug and play. You put on a switch, you configure the way the workflows are going to happen, and you're good to go. And of course, it's built in with AI. So it's omni-channel. You can work across bots. You can work across different comm tools that you may already have on your website. You can have it elevate either to a video call or to an audio call. Some quick examples that we're working with. Be Minimalist, a company out of Delhi, does beauty products. They have SMEs who are qualified. They have 6 or 7 of them. They're very expensive resources, but they have several stores spread across the north of India. So a customer who walks in can set up a call straight with the first available SME. Lenskart is using this for optometrists because they're one of the most expensive resources they have on their payroll. So what they've done is, and their store plans are expanding. They're on a high expansion drive as far as stores are concerned. They've brought in the ability to dial in from a store into an optometrist, right? And everywhere we started small and scaled. It's not like we came in with 5,000 seats or 6,000 seats. Everywhere we start with 15, 20, 25, and we scale up slowly and gradually, right? I'll just play this video if I can. Gandhi, can you help me with this one? I just hit play. There we go. I managed. you. Chandra, you good? 2 minutes from now you can start? Okay, give me 2 more minutes, then you're good to go. I'd just like to leave you with a few closing thoughts. As the platform grows, we've got multiple components. I completely understand the entire platform may not be necessary for every organization. But what you must understand is the way we license, 7 out of 10 times you will find that you get everything within a simple basic license at Zoom. One ask I would leave with is, if you could reach out to Dheeraj or me, leave your mail ID with us. We will organize a Zoom tour, and I will promise I won't have a sales guy on the call. We'll have somebody from solution engineering there to walk you through the entire platform to see what works best for your business if you feel that it's going to add value for you, right? We'll make sure we are able to do that. I'll let Chandra come in with a lot of this because it makes more sense. I'm probably a very boring speaker, so it'll make more sense if Chandra and Shashi is actually joined virtually to drive a lot of this through examples and demo it live to see how it works. So I'll bring both of them on to do that. But at the end of the day, if you're able to mix employee experience and customer experience together, if you're able to bring them together across your teams, it's a straight win for productivity. I think our biggest USP here is making it extremely seamless and easy to use for employees, right? Now you can choose to say, Anand, your platform is huge. It comes with thousands of bells and whistles. We actually release about 1,000+ features every year on average. You can say, Anand, that's too heavy, too big for me. I want something that I can build ground up. I want it embedded into my own application that I'm going to service, right? Example, you could be a publication house and you could say, I'm building my own application. I want to embed collaboration into that. No problem. You can just choose my audio and video streams. You can say you want only specific functionality. The tech debt, the cost of building it will be higher for you, but the customizations are very high. Or you could say, take the entire platform and bring it into your application. It would be heavier, but you would get all the features. The point here being our SDKs give you an amount of flexibility where you could choose, do you want to make it tightly coupled? Do you want to make it loosely coupled, right? And how can we make it easier? When you use SDKs, the benefit is we can also put you then on a consumption model which says you can scale and scale at your own pace, and you can figure out how much you would like to commit. The focus here being, how do we make it something where it's profitable for you? Because when you're doing an integration, at the end of the day, there is a business outcome that you seek, right? With that, Chandra, over to you. And are there any questions for me, or can we take them up? Yes, please. Yes.
Logistics service provider.
Yes.
When you talk about technology kind of thing, where you have provided the translation part? I'm unable to locate it.
I can show you that on my laptop straight up. After this, I can show you. So when you say translation, are you talking about it in a meeting?
Yeah, in a meeting only, yeah.
In a meeting?
Yeah.
So there's a closed caption. You'll have to select, if you have a paid license, you can choose to, on your meeting itself, select closed captions.
Okay.
If you just leave your email ID with Dheeraj or me, we'll send you the support link on that. It's a simple one-click
Excellent.
for closed captions. It's available.
That's one thing. Second thing is the 20 minutes duration free is very limited. Will that be extended by at least 60 minutes?
It's actually not 20, it's 40 minutes.
Sorry, 40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's unlikely to be extended.
Okay.
Here's why. There is a lot of GPU consumption
on
the meetings.
Okay.
And typically, on average, most meetings are about 25-30 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it manages. A challenge arises when you have hundreds of people on the same meeting and it goes over 40 minutes. It's kind of pulling out a lot of our GPUs. And we need to remain and continue, we need to continue to remain a highly profitable entity if we want to provide our organic or basic services. So 40 minutes is, I think, where you're going to stand at. I have no information that Zoom will ever change that. Knowing our DNA that we need to provide that capability for schools and other people, we need to have that 40 minutes free, but unlikely to go above and over that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bala.
Thank you. Happy to take any other questions now or later. Yeah.
My name is Ramesh. I'm from Chennai. I'm a teacher in electronics and also a businessman running high-tech electronics for the past 40 years in Chennai. Mr. Anand, Bala, your presentation is really good. Appreciate that. But the video that you played was too fast. Even before we could read what is written there, it went away. Can you please replay it once?
Which, the contact center piece?
The video that you played just about
Would
2
you
minutes.
like me to play the video
Yes,
again?
if you don't mind. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
And
that's my request. I think
Yeah,
most
sure.
of us, we could not find time to even read what is written there. Am I right?
my apologies, and thank you for asking me to do that. I'll play that right away. I hope I wasn't playing it on fast mode. Gandhi, can you check if it was on 1.25? Okay. Oops. Back and play. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Anand, one question from my side.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, please.
Is Zoom have a facility, multilingual support? For example, we have business within multiple geography of across the globe. So someone isn't talking the other side a different language, and the postscript can translate and give in English, and when we talk on this side and translate given their language, is it possible? Or you already implemented something on your platform?
Okay. If I understand your question correctly, are we talking about a meeting here? Or are we talking about support? Meeting?
Meeting.
So in meeting, there are two options for you. You can choose to have your own translator. Okay? So very often we do this. I do a call once a month with my colleagues in Japan, where we actually have a live translator join, and you can open a separate audio channel, right? So you would bring in the translator and you'd open an audio channel. That's one approach. The second approach is you would use closed caption texts, where when somebody is speaking, for example, in English, I could have this in closed caption at the bottom appear live in Tamil or Hindi or Bengali. That's the other option that you have. Or you can choose to have real-time translation in multiple languages if you have a large global team. Now, what typically happens is in the conversation, let's say you have a customer from Germany, they kind of understand what's happening in the conversation. There, everything is clear. It's the minutes that are generated from that call that we can also say can appear in English, in Hindi, or in German. That gets translated instantly, and you can just toggle there to see which language you want to see those minutes in of that conversation, right? But do we have live audio translation that's system generated? No. It's closed caption, or you have a real person there. You can choose to open an audio channel for that translation. Am I correct, Chandra? Yeah.
That we will be seeing the flow. So we will be taking you on the flow on the live demo. So that we will be able to visualize what we are talking.
Second question, and there is a multiple application I have, for example, SAP RISE or any of the ERP system or any of the internal legacy applications. I think you already have a plugin to integrate my application with Zoom, right?
Yes. Over 2,000 and growing. 2,000 was the number last year, 2023. So I'm sure that's grown. Over 2,000 industry standard applications, the plugins are available. So we've got the APIs in place where you can just connect them through. Example being an SFDC or a CRM, HubSpot, and other applications. So if it's there on the marketplace, you can. And we've got customers who have built their own in-house applications, and they've managed to integrate as well, right? So we do have our APIs exposed for our enterprise license customers, where you can do the integration. Depending on whether it's available or not in the marketplace, the tech debt or the amount of investment you'd have to make that integration would change. But in general, like SAP and others, the industry grade applications should be available online for you to do the integration straight up.
Thanks, Anand.
Thank you for the question. Yes, please.
Hi, I represent a company called Arupa. We are into IT managed services based out of Chennai. You talked about the API integration and how the cost that is incurred. We do help clients to make those integration. We do have our own suite of apps that we do. My two questions to you is, one, Zoom is currently identified as a kind of a meeting tool. What are the steps that you are taking to move out of that? There are lots of other added features that you are building in. How do you come out of that tag that it's a meeting tool and move forward? The second question is, how do you play along with your competitor who offers as a package, whether it's a mail, chat, and obviously the meeting tool as well? Okay. So these are my two questions to you. Thank you.
Okay. The first question, $1 million question, holy grail for me, right? I think part of the problem is myself and my team. Maybe we've done a poor job of educating the market. And that's why we're here in events like these, right? Very good point you make. For example, team chat, right? Absolutely free. As scalable and robust as any other chat product out there. I live and die by it. That's what I'm on most of the day. We are doing, I think what happens is, once you're on the entire platform, it just becomes sticky and you start using more and more of it. You will see us being more visible with this story increasingly. And to this group, I'd also like to say, we've spent the better part of the last 4 years, my boss, Samir Rajay out of Mumbai, and some other folks on his team have spent a tremendous amount of time getting us ready for Zoom Phone. We're very close to launching this out of the first circle. We'll have it in 6 circles. So now imagine you've got a cloud PBX, okay, a cloud-based PBX. All your employees now have a soft phone running on their devices, linking back to your applications, and also being able to connect to all the other collaboration tools that we have. So yes, you will see more of us when Zoom Phone also comes in, where we can do a much better job. And I think the other thing that's left unsaid is a lot of this functionality comes for free with your existing licenses. So somebody who was with us with meetings in 2016 actually already has all these features. Maybe it's just not being used, right? I think that was the first question. What was the second question that you had, sorry?
How do you meet your competitors who are offering everything as a package and
Fair. It's a good question. We have our strengths. We coexist. We coexist with Microsoft. We coexist with Google. We coexist with anybody else in the space. You will find that where our strength is in where you have to do customer-facing work, we're very, very strong, right? Because you want to provide a very good experience to the end customer. Imagine if you're getting onto a call and you're going to have continuous packet drops, connectivity issues. You just want to be able to connect like this and have that conversation with the customer without the customer having to call and say, I'm unable to join 3 times. So if you look at the use cases, particularly in the SMB side, that we are working very well with, and by the way, the SME space contributes a very, very, very large chunk of Zoom's business, right? A lot of it is customer facing, and that is our strength. So companies who are using Zoom or collaboration tools in a customer facing environment, we are the natural choice. We're the first go-to, right? I won't name the competitor, They have a very large ISV partner, platinum level. The job of that ISV partner is to drive adoption globally of my competitor's products. So my competitor will go and sell a large license deal. This ISV partner goes in there and then has to drive adoption of my competitor's product. They use Zoom to do that. Right? It's a very good case in point, right? That's why I think we are exceptionally strong that way. So we coexist. I will not take anything away from my competition. Fantastic companies, Microsoft, Google, and the others there. Great innovation. We'll coexist. We'll continue to focus on what works best when it comes to customer facing. And I would like to say that since 2011, we have been driving the trajectory of collaboration. We continue to do that at Zoom. Yes?
Maybe the same question I'm going to ask regarding the competitor analysis. Many of the big institutes, first of all, I need to thank Zoom platform because past 6 years I'm using this to 40 minutes platform. I'm regularly
Please do buy
teaching.
a license.
Yes, I'm a software engineer by profession, so turned into agri-tech entrepreneur. I'm using that. Need to big thanks to Zoom platform. It's a direct opportunity to me. And for the competitor analysis, for the big institutes, they're not adopting. They're still recommending to WebEx session only. So why the bandwidth is higher comparing with the Zoom platform? I know very well the user friendly. Everyone using Zoom platform, everyone having in that mobile easily they can adapt it. But WebEx is fully different one. But many of the institutes they are selling through. I mean, talking to a meeting the paid version. Paid version they are telling. So Zoom still some of the features has not adopting after recording some of the.
When you say institutions, you're talking about education institutes.
Education institutes.
Right.
Yes. Still, I'm connecting with many institutes.
Yeah.
So that's.
Are you aware that we have an education plan?
Education plan, they telling sir. So because I connected with the Hyderabad Agriculture University, that still the word they recommended comparing.
I can look
maybe
at a
you
case
have a
by
word
case
with
basis.
the study, so you can share those.
Thank you for that feedback. Yes, we have a customer. It's on our website. The Research and Education Network of Bangladesh. They've connected over 1,500 universities within 6 months, driven up gross enrollment rates. Driven inclusion of women within classrooms, and they've managed to drop costs dramatically. We've replaced in that deal some of our biggest competitors there. We do have specific programs for education, and whichever way you look at it, even for education in particular, even from a cost standpoint, we do stand out. But I think if we do a better job of reaching out to them and connecting with them, we'll probably be. If you can connect us, we'll be happy to take that. Thank you.
Yeah. Most of your queries bubbling in your mind, you'll be able to see that live, and we can just take you through the live demo, and most of your queries will be addressed on the live demo. So post that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we can start the live demo now.
Thanks, Chandra. I ran over time.
All right. Thank you, and Vanakkam Chennai. Sashi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, but it could be better.
Sashi, you are welcome to Chennai virtually.
Thank you, Chandra.
Right. So myself, Chandra, and I'm supported by Sashi, who is remotely connected from Bangalore, and we both will jointly take up the demo of the entire platform. So when I say entire platform, it is not only meeting. We have much more than the meeting, right? So last 2 years, if you see the Anand's presentation. So he has started from meeting, which is on 2011, and from there it is almost 10 years we have evolved, and a lot of products are included, right? So we'll see that, and we'll see that in the live demo. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to interact and feel free to voice out your questions. And I hope I'm not hiding anything here. Okay. Some of your questions in the beginning. This gives you an answer. Right? Sashi, thanks for the closed caption, and people are able to see both speaking language and translated language on the bottom.
Oh wow, that's great. Chandra, I'm able to hear if you speak from the gooseneck mic, not from your collar mic. So probably if you're saying something, I might miss out.
Perfect. Yeah. So when I joined Zoom about 2 years before, I joined a little after the pandemic. Everything onboarding, everything happens on remote. So there was no office in Chennai, and everything is happened remotely. A laptop came into my house. I switched on the laptop. Just in few clicks, my IT onboarding is done. Right? So it is completely remote. The moment I switched on my Zoom client, I was just searching for where to log in, what to do next, where to set a virtual background. My son came running to me and he said, Appa, idam pannom. Inga poi virtual background pannu, inga poi nee avatar set pannu, nee seat la illaatalam kuda nee anga iruppa. So that is very simple it is. It is that simple. My son, 8th standard son, that time he was 4th standard. So 4th standard son, he was able to teach me how to use Zoom. So that was my first Zoom session, and that was my first Zoom client usage, right? So I learned it from my son. So what we are going to see that today is that the entire platform, this is the Zoom platform. If you see a lot of icons on top. So if you see a lot of icons on top, right? Usually about a year before or maybe about few years before it was only meeting. Possibly when Anand joined Zoom, it could be possibly meeting plus chat or few things. When I joined, it was a little more. But if you see, a lot of icons are there on top. Zoom is not only a meeting client. Answer to your question, sir. It has email, calendar, chat, the entire collaboration. When I say entire collaboration, there are 4 pillars for communications: voice, video, chat, possibly email and calendaring, right? So that is these collaboration pillars that we live in day in, day out. These are embedded in Zoom client in a single client. You don't have to toggle between multiple clients, right? So everything is possible there in the same client itself. So it will reduce the toggle tax. First, let me just give you a few examples of the enhanced experience on Zoom. If I go to the setting, and if we go to the setting, and if I go to my coloring theme, so I have kept it in dark mode, I can just keep it in light mode, I can just set the coloring which I want. Right? So these are all few end user experience. It gives a lot of enhancements and it gives you a lot of experience when you use it, and it gives you a lot of flexibility the way you want to do, configure the client. So this is some of the very basic kind of right? So this kind of a wallpaper, I can just set it on the background. So everything is very user friendly, and you'll be able to configure it the way you want. Second thing, if I go to my audio, Zoom is exceptionally well in terms of audio quality. I witnessed it. There was a construction work going on in my house. A lot of drilling work was going on in my house in the last week. I was on a Zoom call. As usual, every day we start up with a Zoom call, end up with a Zoom call, almost 6-7 meetings a day. I could not hear what the remote people are talking, but people on the remote, they're able to clearly hear my voice only. They were not able to hear any background noise. That is because this noise level, if you see, right? So this background noise removal, there are 4 options here. If you keep it in high, anything on the background will suppress, only your voice will be heard to the remote participants. We have got one step more. During the last release, during last month, you can set personalized audio isolation. What does it mean? It takes your voice print. You can record 30 seconds of your voice print onto the client. When you are in a crowded environment, when you are in a noisy area, or when you are on a road with your mobile phone, right, so having a Zoom meeting, only your voice will pick up and the background noise will suppress. If you want to hand over this client, or if you want to hand over the call to somebody else sitting next to you, you want him to talk on the Zoom client, it will not detect his voice. You may have to stop audio isolation and give it to him, right? So that kind of accuracy it is. The voice print and voice notes that you have, that gets recorded. Only your voice will be heard by the remote participants. So that kind of a voice quality that we are working on. Second thing is that, how do you manage your virtual background? I have multiple virtual backgrounds if you see here, right? So these are all the virtual backgrounds. If I want to set my own virtual background, I can use AI generated virtual background. being in Chennai, maybe I just want to use maybe beach. With Zoom Workplace. I just give this some kind of a keyword, and I will click on AI generate. The virtual background will generate, based on the keywords, it will give you a Zoom Workplace on a beach background. So this is the virtual background that you can set. Just in few minutes, you'll be able to set a virtual background the way you want. Right? So you are working on some kind of a project. That project requires some kind of a theme on the background. You don't need to run for a separate production studio environment for you to generate a background. Just in one click, you'll be able to generate a virtual background, and you'll be able to use it. These are all very few things, but it gives you a lot of experience, end user experience. Right? So, Sashi, I just want you to, Sashi, maybe what you can do is, you can take up the client experience and show.
Yeah, Chandra, thanks for that. I would request you to talk next to the podium mic because your podium mic is audible for me.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks. So primarily what I'm going to walk you through today is about a project experience, right? All organizations does have a project team, right? So how does Zoom enable or make your project team more efficient is what we're going to see now. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I hope my screen share is visible now.
Yeah, it's loading. Yep.
Oh, thanks. All right. If you see a lot of products been updated on Zoom on top, right on top, you see a lot of them, right? So primarily I'm going to talk about the team chat here, right? Zoom team chat. We have something called channels here. We do have public as well as private channels. Where you can create an announcement channel as part of the Zoom team chat. It's a very powerful, effective tool. If you have not used it, I would strongly encourage you to use it. You don't need to be part of the same organization.
Shashi, the screen is slightly blurred. I just want to take 1 minute to explain about what is showing, what is being displayed on the screen. Then you can take it up.
Okay.
If you see this collaboration tool is the same Zoom client which you are using it for chat, right? Chat is a very powerful collaboration tool. It comes by default without any additional cost. It is zero cost as a chat as a product when you buy the license, right? So this side, you will be able to create your own, channels. You are working on a project. It could be your internal employees. There could be some external vendors. You want to create a group and you want to collaborate on an instant manner, like the WhatsApp chat or similar to that, or you want to have a business chat and which Zoom can help you with that. So these are all the channels that you can create. And you will also be able to see how many messages there in this channel, how many 100 messages there in the channel. Right? Maybe just, Shashi, just take us through in terms of, I have hundreds of messages, but I want to know what is in it for me.
Oh, okay. Primarily, you can see Art Mentions right on top here. When I click on Art Mentions, it just takes me to the place where all my name has been called out, right? So primarily, I know that these are stuff which I need to respond to because they have called out my name, right? So the moment I see something right here, I could quickly hit jump and it takes me to the place where this was being mentioned, right? Now I'm going back to the channel which I was talking about. Just to start with, a project team could be scattered across the world, not necessarily that they need to work from a single office, right? So if you see, this is a channel, a demo channel which is called Project Jupiter. Now this channel has got about 15 people right here. And I click on this, it lets me know who and all are there as part of this channel. People who are outside the organization could also be added into a channel or even into a one-to-one chat. It's not necessary that you will get to chat with people only within your organization, provided your admin allows you to do that. Now, any person who is outside the organization, you see the word external, right? This tells you that there are people both internal, who is within your org, as well as external. Now, I'm getting into a chat channel with them, a conversation with them, right? First thing, if you see, when I try to type message, it does give me a heads up saying that there are external members and I need to be cautious. I can't share any confidential data onto the channel, right? We are talking about AI. Chandra has already spoken a lot about AI. So I'm going to tell you about how this chat channel is going to help a project team and how AI is going to make it even more super quick. Right now, if you see Zoom has something called threading. What does threading means? Primarily, if you want to chat with a particular person on multiple topics, you can float a topic on here and you can have threaded messages within that. So if you see there are about 60 messages here, right? Imagine I just come from a vacation, okay? And I want to see what's happening onto my project, right? I don't have time to read all the 60 messages. All I need to do is I request Zoom AI to summarize what's been spoken here in these 60 messages, right? So it quickly summarizes the entire content and it gives me in a small paragraph. So I could quickly read this and get to know what's been spoken and who has spoken it. Now, even better, if I would like to respond to it, right, I could request Zoom to go and the Zoom AI companion to quickly click on it and generate a content based on my likeness. Now, this is purely up to your wishes. It's going to create a content here. And if you don't like to have this content, you can always try another. You can make the content longer or shorter or even add a tone to it. Say, for example, I want to make it more humorous because I know it's a project team. I'm coming from my vacation. I just want to give them a light a bit of vacation moods or the vibes. I could make it. I could make the tone more humorous, right? Now, once the content has been created here, all I need to do is just insert. Now, project teams, as I said, could be catered across worldwide. Not necessary that they would all work on the same time zone. So I could also go and schedule my message here. So the moment I click on schedule message, say primarily I want to send it today at 4 p.m. or in India time. Maybe it's a morning time for US, right? So now I have scheduled a message. Now it shows me where all this message has been scheduled. The moment I click on it, it takes me to the tab where all the scheduled messages are here. Now I could also go and edit it, copy it, edit the scheduled time, or I am in a hurry and I want to send the message right away, bang on, right? The moment I hit on send now, right, it's gone. The message has been posted onto the channel. Now I'll come back to the channel here and I see that this message has been posted, right? So that's
I just wanted to take 1 minute here to give my experience here.
Yep.
Daily when I switch on the laptop, there will be hundreds of messages, right? So possibly everybody will have the same experience. Even in WhatsApp also, right? So when you open a WhatsApp in the morning, you will see hundreds of messages. What is important for you? How do you identify? If somebody tags you with your name, you will be identified that message is very important to you and you need to respond to that. That is possible by mentioning @mention. So if Sashi wants to send out a message on a group chat where I'm also one of the group members, but he can mention my name so that it gives me an attention saying that this message is for you. I can reply to that. And if I see 100 messages, it is not possible to go through all the 100 messages and see what is important for me. I can just click on AI, the way he has shown. AI will generate short summary by going through all the 100 messages. 100 message நீ படிக்கணும். Just 4 lineல என்ன context இருக்குன்னு கரெக்டா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிரும். Right? So that is quite important feature here. Second is, if I want to reply to that message, okay, the message நான் படிச்சிட்டேன், I want to reply to this message. I just go and AI generate a reply. AI will read the context, will give me an appropriate reply. Right? So this is very useful for us, and me and Shashi are using it very regularly, so as everybody in Zoom. And especially Anand will summarize everything when he comes in the morning and say, Chandra, I just saw this message, is it action item is taken or not? So it is very important for him also to see what is the important context of this particular message. So that is one thing. Second thing is that we also interact with our US counterpart, our engineering team in US. நான் ஒரு மெசேஜ் அனுப்பிச்சா அவங்களுக்கு நைட் டைமாக இருக்கும், அந்த மெசேஜை பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. மறுநாள் காலையில் வந்தாங்கன்னா 100ல் ஒரு மெசேஜாக இருக்கும் அது. The message may not bring an attention to him. I want to send the message today, but I want the message to reach him by tomorrow morning 10 o'clock his time. Right? So that he will be able to read when he is at the peak working hours. Right? I can set the scheduling of message. I can just reply this message, set a scheduling, time of the day, and send it. It will go and sit on a scheduler, and the message will get delivered at tomorrow morning 10 a.m. his time, so that he will be able to pay attention to the message. Right, that is one. Yeah, go ahead, Sashi. Sashi, yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so what we just saw was how AI could help you to summarize and also to respond. Now, as I told you, project team could be from different regions, right? So everybody would have a preferred language. Some people, non-English speaking countries, would like to chat on their own language. So what we're talking here is about translations. Now, if I have a preference of chatting with someone in Tamil, right? I could hit on translate all the chat messages that's been put up. I could see in Tamil. Now, this is not translating for the person. The person on the other side, probably here I've done with Chandra. If there's going to be someone else who's going to type in Spanish, he could continue to chat with me in Spanish, and I could respond to him in Tamil. How cool is that, right? That gives you a lot of. That removes a lot of barriers, especially when you get into a chat with a particular person, right? Now, as we are talking about chat here as a channel, right? Resources are very important. Anything that we talk about, we always had a image or a document, right? So now Zoom has enhanced its team chat experience, and you see there's a separate resource tab right here. When I click on resource tab, I get to see all the files, images, right? I don't need to scroll up and down to see when it was posted, where was it posted, right? All I need to do is just click on a particular image, and I can see it right here. I don't even need to download it, right? So you get to see all this content right here. Now, as I am seeing this, I would also like to chat with someone. So I could have a split view here. So I could continue to chat as well as I could continue to search here. Now that's pretty cool, especially when my supervisor is asking me for a document and I'm trying to figure out where is it being posted on the channel. I could quickly get in a chat with him. At the same time, I could do a multitask. Now, project team is all about doing an asynchronous means of communication, right? It's not that every time we need to get into a meeting to speak, because you don't get everyone's time so easily, right? It just happens so once in a week or sometimes twice in a week. That's it. So how do you continuously collaborate with people, with folks, right? So what we do is we have Zoom whiteboard, right? So what we have done is we have integrated the Zoom whiteboard right here, right? So Zoom whiteboard helps you to do asynchronous means of communication. What is asynchronous? You don't need to come in a meeting. All of you can co-work on it. It always stays on the channel, whatever you work, right? Now, if you see there is a small mini-map right here, which tells where all the content has been. There are too many contents here, so I've just minimized to 5%. But when I zoom in, I get to see what's been posted. Or I could go and click on this, and it tells me what's been here, right? Now, what you see here is primarily the Zoom whiteboard, which is enabled with the AI. We are going to see how it's going to help build a better asynchronous experience, right? I'm going to request Zoom AI. Probably, I want to know the famous places in Chennai to visit, right? And I'm going to generate a table. See, I'm planning for a team out. I'm trying to bring them all to Chennai, and I want to know what all places that's available in Chennai where I could take them, right? The iconic places of Chennai, right? So if you see, what I'm doing is Zoom AI is actually building a plan for me, okay? It's giving me a lot of options, which tells about what all places, what is the best time to visit, how much is it going to charge me if I'm going to take in all these tours of these places and stuff like that, right? So all this is really helpful for me if I'm going to plan. Now, this is what asynchronous communication can do. Now, I have put this content on this, and I could point this to someone, and I could say, hey, Chandra, can you come and if this place is okay for you to visit, or if you have any preference on this. I could also share this to external people if I would still like to, but since it's all part of the same project channel, it stays out here, right? How cool is that, right? So I could continue to chat. It's a continuous chatbot.
Sashi, it is an excellent tool, I could see. So the generative AI, if we need to, so even though we both are from Chennai and everybody knows that the places that we can visit in Chennai, but if you want to sit and put the detail about these places to visit, right? So you will at least take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The AI generated message, the generative AI giving you a complete information about the places to visit in Chennai. This is just an example, right? So yesterday we were on a call with one customer, and customer wanted to discuss about business value, and he wanted to create a mind map. So what we have done is, we have taken the customer's website and put that website. Can you put, Sashi, can you put zoom.us and create a mind map?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So customer wanted to know how he can see the website revamping, right? So he wanted to know if AI can help him on that, right? So what we did is we just put that website and created a mind map, and business value engineering or whatever he wanted to put that. So this has come up by going through the website, and it gives me a clear information on how the website is designed. It is completely a sitemap it is giving you.
Yeah, this is primarily from Zoom.us. It's a website. You can have your website as well. It will pick up pointers from your website, products to support and stuff like that. And it tells these are the products available under these, what all comes up under these, right? So it's pretty cool to see. Whiteboard is a very efficient tool. If you have not used it, just try using it. And Zoom AI is an icing on the cake. It enhances your experience much better. All right. So the next thing that I would like to show you is notes.
Sashi,
right?
Before that, I just want to know, how do I use my email and calendar on the same client? Because I want to use the same client, and I want to use this complete Zoom as a client as a single tool for me. Because being an SME, I do not want to invest on multiple tools. I want to use one single tool for all the collaboration that includes email and calendar. Is Zoom can do anything for this?
Yes, absolutely. Zoom has its own mail and calendar services. Now, what you find here is Zoom mail, right? You see inbox, sent items, you see the view of it, right? It gives you a split view. You can have your signatures, out of office replies, responses, and folders and stuff like that. Now, every meeting that I do, we have enabled something called meeting summary. So once the meeting is done, it gives me a quick summary of what's been spoken here. You see the quick recap here? This is a call between myself, Jaiti, and Sandeep, which we had for about, say, less than an hour. And it just gives me a recap in 5-6 lines of what's been discussed. It also calls out the actionables, what we need to do, okay, the next steps, what Sandeep has to do, what Jaiti has to do. So before we circle back next time as a project team, we could do this. They need to complete all these activities. Now, if you would like to know the complete summary of it, right, you're pretty interested in knowing it and you've missed to attend this call, you get to see the summary here. And the summary is pretty elaborative. It gives topics in bold and what's been spoken, who has spoken. Each of this comes up as part of your summary. Now, as I told you, I have a preference towards Tamil, so I would like to see this in Tamil. All I need to do is just go and click on View Translations. And now if you see, bing.
Sashi, you mean to say I don't have to take a minutes of meeting? When I'm on Zoom call, I don't have to take a minutes of meeting?
No, absolutely not. I mean, nobody can, nobody needs to spend their time taking minutes of meeting.
Yeah, generally we go on a meeting, and most of the time we forget to take a minutes of meeting, right? So we end up thinking what was discussed and what is an action item and who need to be owning that action. So these are all very important tasks, and without that, meeting is not productive. You can't get into the same meeting again to discuss the same topic. This AI generated meeting summary, once the meeting is over, you full Tamil pesnalum, the AI generated meeting summary will Tamil over. Full Hindi pesna Hindi over. There are 4 Indian regional languages are supported as of now. Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, and I think it is Bengali, right, Sashi? 4 Indian regional languages are supported now.
Yeah, I think there are about 5 Indian languages that are supported, but of course Tamil.
This meeting summary will give you a complete information of what is being spoken on the meeting. Not only that, during the meeting, we probably would have taken some action item. Can we do this task by tomorrow? Can we have some action item on this particular task? These are all tasks. We don't have to tell AI that take a note of this task. AI will automatically take a task, and in next version, the task can be assigned to a task owner, right? So possibly the task owner may not be available in the meeting, but you want to assign the particular task to a particular person who will be able to take action on it. That can also be done. So this is the power of AI. This AI companion in Zoom is not chargeable. It comes to you by default without any additional charge. When you have a meeting, when you have a standard paid subscription, you get this by default. Yes, Sashi.
Yeah, Chandra, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to hear you because you go away and I don't hear you.
Okay, yeah, so I was just not standing near the podium, so I was saying this.
No problem. So what I did is, I forwarded this mail to the chat, to the channel, right? So if I receive an email from my customer and I want to inform my channel or my team about it, all I did is I just went and I forwarded this chat to my channel, and you see the same message being come up here. Now I know there is some critical activity that's going on, and I forwarded this to my channel. I want to meet all of them, so I'm requesting, hi guys, can we meet today at 3 p.m. IST, right? So what it does is, if you see Zoom AI companion understood that I'm trying to meet them and it's trying to create a scheduler for me. Ultimately, it says today at 3 p.m. All I need to do is click on this and submit it. So what it has done is it understood that 3 o'clock is when I'm trying to fix up a meeting with all of them. All I need to do is just go and save on this, right? So once I do that, a meeting schedule will be sent. Otherwise, I could also call up these people right from this, right? Say I have a video button here. The moment I click on this video button, it hits on all the 15 people's client, right? It rings on them. Or I could even manually schedule it right from here. I have the schedule button here. Now I could go and manually schedule right on here. Now these are some of the easiest way to connect with people from a asynchronous to a meeting, right? Now what we are going to see more is about notes, Zoom notes. Zoom notes could also be integrated as part of your channel. Now if you see here, right, I have actually clicked on certain, I created an image here about Chennai. So I can keep writing about it. So as I'm writing, Chandra could also co-work, or whomever I've shared this, okay, could also co-work on this, right? Even if we're not part of this call. When we are on the call, we could pull out this back into the meeting and start collaborating on this, right? That's pretty cool. The latest introduction to the productivity tools of Zoom is Zoom Docs. So what you see here is the Docs. Now, the moment I click on the Docs, it takes me to the place where this is one more tool from Zoom on the productivity to have a asynchronous means of communication, right? So what it does is, if there is a project team, we would like to co-work together at the same time, then it helps me to create a particular tab here, and it establishes a page, and we can go and paste a lot of stuff here. Now this is again shareable, similar to your whiteboards. I could share with multiple rights here. I could have a co-owner, commenter, viewer. I mean, I could remove someone or I could add someone. Even better, as a project team, when I'm working with them, I would like to call out anyone onto a call. I could just hit the video button and it rings.
Yeah.
I could also see the comments right on this. So what it does is, anyone who has commented on it will actually get to see what's been commented. Now, I don't want to have this as part of the
Shashi, I just wanted to spend a minute on the scheduler here. I just want to show a particular demo in my laptop. Just hold on.
All right. Yep.
See, we have a product called Zoom Scheduler. Zoom Scheduler is, you can schedule a meeting based on my calendar, right? So if I want to invite somebody onto the meeting, I don't have to say, I'm available on so-and-so time on this particular day. I can publish my calendar on my signature. If somebody clicks onto that, and they'll be able to see my calendar, time of the day availability, they can click and block it. One of our customer, Tata AIG, because I'm just saying the name because it is already published in the website, right? So I just Google it now. What they have done in an innovative way is that they have taken Zoom Scheduler and integrated in their website, right? So if somebody goes to Tata AIG website and they want to buy some kind of insurance, it could be any insurance, and they want to book a slot to get a detail about what the product is all about, right? So they can just click on this book your slot. It will take to the scheduler and it will give me the availability of the particular insurance advisor, and I can book a slot and I can discuss with him. This is one of the use cases. One more use case is that one of the hospitals in Bangalore, so they have integrated the Zoom Scheduler to book a remote appointment with the doctor. I can go to the hospital website, click on consulting, remote consulting or virtual consulting. Once I click that, it will give me multiple options, cardiologist or ophthalmologist or dermatologist, whatever it is. If I click that, it will give me available doctors. If I click on doctor, it will give me the available time of the particular doctor. Right? So I can book it, and the mail comes to me. I can be on a call. So in this way, see, doctors are not generally available on a specific time, right? So, but they can come on a call and they can discuss with you and they can consult with you. So this is very useful in terms of integrating with the workflow within the organization. Right? Yeah. Sashi, yeah. So what I was just showing is that the scheduler integration with the website, so that they will be able to integrate the scheduler within their company's website, and they can invite somebody wants to come on a call and they want to discuss something on this.
Oh, that's a great use case to have. All right, so let me continue with the docs as part of project team, right? So the docs is up here. So if you see, this is how the docs look like. You can have a themed image right on top, and you can share it with multiple people. Now I have added table, I have added websites, images. You see Jiffies here, right? Even Jiffies are out here. Calendar. Now the Zoom whiteboard is also integrated well within the docs, right? So if it's an interactive means of communication that you want to have, then you could have it very well here. Now, A is embedded into the docs as well. Say primarily, if I would like to do a press release, right? Say primarily, I'm going to check if I could do some press release or a newsletter. Okay, I'll do a newsletter. I'll do a newsletter for Zoom Docs, maybe, right? So let's see what Zoom AI can quickly do for Zoom Docs, right? So I need to present a newsletter here, and I'm requesting Zoom AI component to create a news article for me. Look, here we go. It just created a Zoom Docs newsletter introducing the future of collaboration, key features, real-time collaboration, AI feature. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So Zoom AI companion is embedded across each of the products, right? If you would have actually observed whatever I've shown you on chat, mail, whiteboards, notes, docs, we never went out of the Zoom app. We are always staying with the app, right? So that's removes you the toggle tags, right? Now you have the entire platform embedded into a single app. You don't go for a separate app for email, separate for productivity. You don't have 4-5 apps just to take care of your productivity needs. All of them come into a single stitched app, right? Now, the same experience is also available in our rooms. What I'm going to show you is, most of you would have been aware of Zoom Rooms, which is our software, Zoom's Respond for your conference rooms. Now we are going to show you some quick video about what a Zoom Room can do and how AI is enabled onto a Zoom Room. Any conference room will have more people, right? Primarily maybe 2, 3 or more. Imagine this is a classic example of a conference room where you see there are about 7, 8 people here. Now each of them, they pile up next to each other, right? Now this is a rectangular room. So we have a feature which is called Intelligent Directive, which is part of our AI feature. Now what it does is primarily when you have multiple people sitting on a conference room, a single camera will be able to capture each of their faces very close, and it can put you right in the center of the screen. If you have multiple cameras, even better. It gives you a straight 90-degree headshot, right? So this is about inclusivity, right? So everyone feels that they are part of this meeting. This is the exact experience how it looks like, right? If you see a person who's standing, he is a little bit on a higher scale. I mean, as he is standing, even he is being focused clearly, and he is still being put up with an equal size of an image, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is
Sasi, just pause this video for a minute.
Yeah.
Just wanted to show. See, when you deploy a conference room, video conferencing using Zoom licenses, right? So when you go into the conference room and deploy with single TV or 2 TV with a camera, this is the view for the remote participants, right? So this is the top corner. So this is the view for the remote participants. They'll be able to see people who are sitting on the last. They may not be able to see clearly about their faces, right? So when you enable intelligent director, there is something called intelligent director within Zoom Room. It is not an additional line item. It is not an additional cost component. It comes to you by default. Once you enable this intelligent director on this particular device, the entire participant will be on a different tile, right? So he is the remote participant. He will be able to clearly see who are all there in the room, right? So Sashi, yeah. So if you see this particular person wearing the blue shirt, he is sitting in the last, and he is still able to be visible on this. Yeah, so you just play this video.
It is hardware agnostic, but yeah, most of all the hardware does support. Only thing certain supports up to 6 feet, certain does support 5, and certain 4, right? However, this is a feature which is built on the software. So yeah, intelligent director is very much possible. Now this is, if you see the person on the blue shirt, he just walked to a different place in the room. Still the camera follows him, and the other people's videos are not disturbed, right? They are still being seen on the same page, right? If you have multiple cameras, whichever camera gets the best of the shot is being projected here. So everybody.
Now, if you see the person comes and sits in between these 2 people, right? Yeah, go ahead, Sashi.
Yeah, so that's about the project team.
If you see just a minute. So if you see the person who was standing on the behind with the blue shirt, he is hiding behind 2 people, but yet he is visible clearly, right? So this is the AI technology using multi-camera mode, and This camera will detect a face and gives you a complete mugshot or headshot when multiple people are present in the conference room. Right? Yes, Shashi.
Yep. So I think this is about how a project team could effectively be in collaborating not only in a synchronous mode but also on an asynchronous mode. I will pass it back to Chandra to take care of to communicate to you on the benefits of phone and contact center. Probably Chandra.
Yeah.
The space is yours.
Thank you, Shashi. So again, I will go back to the Zoom client because that is the day in day out we will be spending on the Zoom client. Say for example, this is my organization directory and I have all the presence information of all the people so that I can just chat with them. If he's free, I can invite them to the meeting. If you see this person, Vinod Krishnamurthy, he is currently busy, he's presenting. If I want to call him, I can just use this. I can chat with him. I can collaborate with him on the chat. At the same window, I can call him over phone or I can also invite him for a meeting. Right? So I can just see this two icons. So if I just click on phone, I will be able to just ask him to come on a phone call where he will be able to come on a Zoom call installed on his mobile phone even if he's not on the desk. Right? So this is the power of Zoom cloud telephony. You may have a PBX system in your office. Right? So your extension, உங்க டெஸ்க்ல வந்து phone இருக்கும். நீங்க டெஸ்க்ல இருந்தீங்கன்னா கால் அடிப்பீங்க. டெஸ்க்ல இல்ல. Some important call is coming to your desk. What will happen? The call is missed. It could be a revenue generating call. It could be a sales lead. It could be a prospect, right? What if we bring the telephony feature onto the Zoom client where you can have it on your mobile phone or on your laptop? If you see this phone icon on top, right? So this is my phone. This is my DID number. This is my extension number. Comes onto my Zoom client. I can take the call wherever I go. The same call, I can also take it on my mobile client. I can switch the call between mobile and laptop. This happens very frequently when I'm in office or work from home. So I will just have the call, and if the call goes for longer time, I want to flip the call to my mobile so that I can just go out and talk. Right? So the same call, I can just go and flip it from one device to another device, and I will be able to take the call on the go. Each user can have 4 devices. The Zoom client can be installed on 4 devices. Even if your laptop is not accessible, that is available on your phone. Even if your phone is not accessible, that is available on your tab. Or you can also have a physical phone on your desk. So these 4 devices can have, now one user can have 4 devices. Right? So this is the power of cloud telephony. And if I have to reach, for example, I have one more client. So this is my 022 number. This is my Mumbai office landline number. I have this landline number integrated on Zoom client. And if somebody calls me on 022-6853-7211, which is a Mumbai number, sitting in Chennai, I am answering the call. So you can be anywhere in India, answer the call with Zoom client. Right? So that's the power of cloud telephony. Nobody in India will be able to offer this. Only Zoom has got the required license to operate in cloud, and only Zoom can provide that, as of now in India. Right? So this is one thing, and I just wanted to show you one more thing, right? So this client, what about AI feature on the phone? I am on the road, maybe I am driving on the car, or I'm on the road, but there is a call coming in. I just answered the call, but I do not have an option to take a note of this particular call. If I am in a meeting, AI summary will give me a minutes of meeting at the end of the meeting. But what happens when the phone call comes, right? So this call summary, if you see, the call summary which I have it, on the left hand side, you can just see this AI icon. So if I click on this AI icon, this AI summary will give me a short summary of what has been discussed. Even the phone, if I'm on the road, I don't have to take a note of what is discussed. I come to the client, I will see that, so it gives me a context of what is discussed on the phone, right? So that I can take an appropriate action on this. So this is AI summary, AI companion for Zoom phone. And this AI companion, this particular summary, I want to send it to somebody else so that internally within my organization, they want to take some action out of it. I can forward that, I can copy paste it, I can send it over email. And I also have a lot of options here, like a normal PBX. I want to do a call pickup within my department. Some phone is ringing. So now I want to pick up the call. I can do that. Or I have a voicemail. I want to read that voicemail. If somebody leaves a voicemail, it comes to the email. So everything is now possible with a Zoom cloud telephony. And the same capability is extended to a contact center. When I say contact center, everybody will think of dialing a phone number, waiting in the IVR, and go to the agent and say what your query is. But Zoom is a omni-channel contact center platform. When I say omni-channel, voice is just a choice. When I say voice, PSTN calling, phone number, right? So calling the phone contact center is just a choice. You'll be able to call, you'll be able to go to the contact center by any digital medium. I can use my WhatsApp to go to a contact center. I can use my email to go to a contact center. Or I can also do a click to call from my website. Right? I have a website. Somebody goes to my website and your website has some product. I want to know more about your product. How do I do it? I scroll through the website, go to the contact, I make a note of the number, and I will call the landline number. If somebody answers, happy, I will be able to get a query. What if nobody answers the call? If that number is integrated to Zoom phone, anybody will be able to answer the call as long as somebody is available. I can put a call queue. Out of 5 people, 3 people, 10 people, or 100 people, they'll be able to pick up the call by the way we configure it. Or I can also bring in small widget on the website. You have, this is your website, possibly this is your website, and I want to create a small widget. Maybe just give me a minute. This is my website. If you see on the right hand side bottom, right? So this is a demo website or dummy website which we have created. Sorry about the network delay. Yeah. So this could be a dummy website. On your website, what if we create some icon or some small widget on the bottom, contact us, right? So the moment I go to the website, I want to know something about your product, I will just click on this contact us. It will give me multiple options. I can reach out to your support center or subject matter expert or to your backend office, backend experts by chat, by meet. When I say meet, it can be on video. Just by one click, I will be able to connect to your people on a video. The advantage of coming on video is that it happens to many of our financial customers, the banking customers. When somebody wants to apply a loan, there will be a form which need to be filled in. Many a time there will be a query on form filling, right? Online form filling. What if the button is embedded and if I click that and somebody comes on a video and assists me on, by doing a screen sharing? Just go and fill these details here, go and fill these details here. So this will be very useful in terms of, doing a screen sharing on the video, just by one click video. Or I can also call, SMS, or I can also use my WhatsApp to reach out to any other support center. The advantage here is that the agent or the subject matter expert sitting on the back end, they can use chat channel. The same chat channel they can elevate to voice or video, right? So that's the advantage of Zoom omni-channel contact center. So this is again a very powerful collaboration tool that we have it on our whole portfolio, right? One more thing what we wanted to show you is that what if somebody is using Microsoft Teams, right? Not Zoom, Microsoft Teams. We'll be able to embed Microsoft Teams within the, we'll be able to embed Zoom client within the Microsoft Teams itself, right? So this happens to many of our customers who are standardized on Microsoft for mail and calendar. They are also using Microsoft Teams as a chat channel. They want to use Zoom only for video and meetings. And this, they do not want to come out of the same client, but they want to be on the same client but use Teams. Within the Teams, they want to use Zoom video, right? So this is what the capability that we can bring in. We can just embed the video client or Zoom client within the Teams and you'll be able to use all your Zoom functionalities being in Microsoft Teams, right? So, Shashi, you want to show something on webinar?
On the room side of it? Oh, yeah, okay, fine, thanks.
We'll just take another minute or two to show you one more product called webinar. So we have seen Zoom meetings, so you are familiar about Zoom meeting. Webinar is another product, so which is used on a town hall or all-hands meeting, right? So this webinar is typically, it is one-to-many, right? So when you use it for one-to-many, many people who are joining on the remote side, they need not be on video. They just need to hear what the panelists are going to convey, right? So on the webinar, we have a lot of enhancements. Sashi, the enhanced features on webinar, if you can show.
So yeah, thanks. So I'm going to share my screen. Once again, I hope you are able to see it. Fine. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can.
All right, cool. So if you see, Zoom has an enhanced product, which is sessions and webinars. We all know that Zoom webinars, right? I mean, it could be nobody who have never used it. Everybody loves Zoom webinars, right? Now, our customers have been asking for more features than what you get in regular webinars. Primarily, people have all come back to office, and there's a lot of physical events that's happening, right? So sessions and events, you get to have all the features of webinars, but over and above, you get to have cool features like a branding feature. You have the AI built into the events and sessions platform. We are the first ones to have AI built into this platform, right? There is no other event session platform which have AI built into it. Now, what does it do? It creates text for you. It generates images for you, right? You don't need to download, keep uploading. Look out if that has any copyright issues.
If you, Sashi, just a minute, just wanted to show the screen on the middle. So if you see this particular screen, it is a completely branded experience, right? So the virtual background which people are joining from different places, you want to set them a common virtual background. You don't have to involve production studio. So if, for example, CEO of organization is addressing and some people are supporting him on the panelist, and this virtual background can be set as a common virtual background for everyone so that the virtual background can be pushed to people who are participating on the video, right? And this can be very dynamically changed. You don't have to preset the configuration. While the webinar is going on, you can change it dynamically, right? So that is an enhanced option on Production Studio. Yeah, Shashi, please.
Yeah, you get to have a ton of production tools here, and of course the analytics are very rich. You get infographics, not CSV files or Excel sheets, right? And a session is completely enriches your existing experience with, right, starting from your invitation, right? You could even send out an invitation with all of this branding into the email invites, right?
Yeah.
So Zoom sessions will send out the invites. You can create an email based on your branding. So that's called an email builder, which is also embedded into it. Now, how does the event differ from sessions? Events has all the features of sessions. Over and above, it also does a multi-day, multi-track event, which means you can do sessions for 5 full days at a stretch with the same link, right?
Sashi, just wanted to convey one thing before we close this. When you say branding, so when you send out a webinar, so you can completely customize the branding page. When you send out an invite on the email can be completely customized using the platform, right? So that the company theme, you can take forward the company theme right from email, right from registration, and right from joining on the lobby, and right from delivering the content, right? So, or even after the post delivering the content, you want to send the survey, the same branding, you can take it forward end to end. So that's kind of a branding experience that is enhanced on the webinar now. And one last thing we want to show before closing, or we want to say before closing, when webinar is delivered by a CEO of an organization, and there could be multiple geographies, right? So morning 9 to 10, there is a webinar which is, or there is a company all hands or town hall which is delivered. The same content could be repeatable in the different geographical time zone, right? As a CEO, you don't have to go and repeat the same content. The host can record the session and repeat the content at 9 o'clock in different time zone, right? Yet, the host will be able to moderate by asking question answers and answering question answers. So this is something called SimuLive. It is simulated session, but live, right? So that is called SimuLive, which is also one of the enhanced product on webinar, right? So, that's about it. So just in 45 minutes, it is may not be possible to pack everything and show everything, but feel free to ask if you have any questions around this. Any questions? whatever you have seen is relatable to your requirement. Yes, please. Cost factor, yes, we can take it. Anand has, can explain you on the bundle licenses that we have. We have many bundles, Pro, Business, and Enterprise, and which comes with different packages and different feature sets, and everything has a different cost around that. And of course, cost will vary based on number of licenses that you go for. The scale of economy is bundle of licenses, 10 licenses, 50 licenses, 100 licenses. The cost will vary based on that. Yes, sir.
So there is any features available for the project follow, the completion kind of thing?
Of course, yes. So the whiteboard is extensively used by some of our customers in Chennai, the large design house. So they are involved in the external projects on designing some of the elements, right? So they rely on whiteboard.
Okay.
Google whiteboard is going to be shut. They're going to retire the product, and there is no more development on that. And customer has evaluated our whiteboard, and they are using this whiteboard as a project tool. And you can create any kind of a content using whiteboard. It could be project tracker, it could be a collaboration activity that you want to do, or it could be a document that you want to share in the whiteboard and you want to keep it, keep following up, not only during meeting, after meeting also. It's an offline tool also. There is a concurrent meeting happening on the project. Wednesday or meeting, next Wednesday or meeting, you can see the progress of what is going on the whiteboard.
Okay.
Somebody can do it on the offline also. Yes, please.
So when you're talking about this collaboration on the chat and various other applications that are there, widgets that are there, that is pretty much within an organization or a customer tenant. So how do I, let's say you're from customer,
I'm a vendor.
Company A and I'm company B kind of a thing. Both of us may be on the Zoom platform, may not be.
Yep.
So how does this help in communicating to you? You're outside my organization.
Yes. So this is a very common requirement, and good question, sir. So many of the project team who are involved on the project team, there can be an external users also, right? So external people also on the project, maybe a vendor. On a project, there could be a vendor. So that vendor can also be onboarded on the same platform. You can add them. All that I need is, in my Zoom client, I need your email ID. You don't have to have a Zoom licensed version. Just download the Zoom client and enter with your email ID, use the free version, and if I send out a message to you, it will come to your Zoom client. You will be able to reply. I can also see the presence information, whether you are currently using Zoom meeting or Zoom, you are on a Zoom call or presenting something, or you are free. All those presence information, red, green, or presenting, all those information, I will be able to see that. It can be a collaboration tool for external participants also, external to the organization also.
So Chandra, just to answer that, as long as you have an account on Zoom, you don't need to be on the same line. You can.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Really appreciate the kind of features that you have. It's an absolutely hot selling cake, you can say. Will be more interested to be a kind of, I don't know what is in it for a reseller. It's a good product per se, from what we have seen. The point I want to ask you is, I saw the email feature available here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things your competitor doesn't have, maybe you can use it as a use case and build it. You can solve the problem that many of us are facing. See, if we have a distribution list, for example, I take care of marketing, I take care of operations as a COO, I take care of different verticals. I have a 10-member team in my team, marketing team, I have a 10-member team who has to constantly be in touch with the clients. They write through a distribution mail ID. When they write an email, it goes with your personal mail ID.
Correct.
Right. So, how do we, is there a solution from Zoom to solve that issue of not disclosing the individual name, rather the distillery name, and whenever the responses come, it goes in the distribution mail ID name?
Perfect. Very much possible. Yeah.
In Zoom it is possible.
It is possible.
Okay. I would like to see that feature. That's
yeah, perfect. Yeah. So
if
maybe
you are able to become, that could be a USP for selling, because I don't think your competitor has it.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
The email can go to chat, on the chat group, your 10 people internally to your marketing team can be on a chat channel, and they will be able to see the mail which is coming on externally, and that without disclosing the name, they will be able to see the mail.
No. So sorry. The ask is you create a distribution list. Okay, marketing.
Yeah, two things.
You have Sashi, Bala, and XYZ in that thing. When I write a mail to a client, for example, your client Tata AG, when I write a mail to the client, when I write, it will go as Bala. My name is Bala, so it will go as Bala from Arupa has written this mail. I don't want that Bala to be disclosed. Rather, it goes as a marketing mail. Marketing at Arupa to Tata AG. Is that possible in Zoom? If it is not, maybe you can say, I don't want
yeah, of course. So we have a possibility on distribution list concept, and within the distribution list, you can create multiple email IDs which can be on distribution list, or you want to select a distribution common email ID. So that is your requirement. Maybe you just
distribution list is possible with your competitors.
We can.
When you write a mail, it should not go in the personal name. Rather, see again, it's a feature. If you want to build it, you can build it.
Perfect,
I'm just throwing it out to you. Yeah? Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe if you have time, we can just show you that offline. Then we'll take a feedback on this.